So, Dana, the question that was posed to us is, how do you handle public criticism or bad media coverage of the police? Welcome to another episode of Carr2Carr. I'm Ramon.
And I'm Dana.
On today's episode, we'll be answering a question from the public, things that you sent in that you asked us to talk about. So, Dana, the question that was posed to us is, how do you handle public criticism or bad media coverage of the police?
Well, the first thing I do is to listen to see what exactly is the criticism so I know exactly how to respond. And then I will listen to see if it's totally wrong information or if there's wrong information with some nuggets of truth in there. So I will handle it on one. If it's wrong information, obviously I would give the correct information as soon as possible to correct the record. And if in there are some things that I could see where the police, my team, that we could do something better, then we can make the appropriate adjustments and also inform of the appropriate adjustments that we will make and say, I see that you have a valid point and we'll make the adjustments and just tell, a plan of how we're going to move forward in that direction. But I wouldn't be too quick to like dismiss and just get on the defensive side of it and not make the necessary adjustments. And I would have community meetings because people like personal one-on-one questions because quick soundbites sometimes just to correct the records is not enough. They want to ask questions that come to their mind when you're in person, and that's depending on the severity of it. Obviously, you wouldn't have a community meeting for every incident, but obviously large incidents, you want to get out in the community and answer those questions that people may have and offer resources to the community because sometimes depending on some of those incidents, the community has PTSD, so to speak. So just offer the resources. We have victim advocates in the police departments and different resources that they could benefit from to build the community police relations. And whatever you say in those community meetings, whatever your promises are, make sure you do what you say that you're going to do to also to make amends to the community and keep that relationship strong. But definitely want to correct any misinformation and correct some things. If it's something that's wrong, correct it.
I agree with a lot of the stuff you said, and I just add that, I think it's always been important for us to make sure that we had non-police friends. So, and I think they really kept us honest over the years. And, you know, I think sometimes as police officers, we can do stuff to embarrass each other, embarrass the law enforcement community. And like you said, you can't cover. I think people expect that, when I say people, citizens expect that if you write a citizen a ticket or you arrest a citizen, they expect for you to write an officer a ticket or arrest an officer. So I think those things right there help with the police community relations, and the embarrassing things you have to acknowledge and say, hey, listen, I'm embarrassed by that too. That's not how we were trained. That's not what is expected of us. And I think you just be honest. And if they want to know different questions about, hey, how are you guys trained specifically? What should have happened in that situation? And so I think really being able to communicate back and forth with them about those situations. And another thing I always did was made sure that I try to do um, the best that I could to be on the right side of things, and any officer around me or anybody I supervise to do things legal, ethical, and moral. And I think it starts there. So I think you can't run away from the criticism, because I think in all facets of life, there's going to be good, bad, and ugly. And, you know, we have to accept it. I mean, we respond to the good, the bad, and the ugly. That same thing happens to us because we're a product of a community. So, I think you can't run from the criticism.
Exactly. And I agree. So address it head on. But you definitely want to correct the record. And also, sometimes just educating on police tactics goes
Hmm.
a long way because sometimes people think that it's wrong and it's actually the correct
No, correct.
the correct tactic.
You're right. You're
So,
right.
you have anything else you would like to add?
Well, I'll say this last thing, and I mean, I've been critical myself of the actions of police. You know, like I've gone to some training classes and things of that nature, and I've asked different police chiefs, "Hey, why don't you just go out and tell the truth, or just say, hey, listen, you know, that's not how we're trained. I'm disappointed too." It's okay. I know everybody's running from liability and stuff like that, but I think all of the community policing that we do to bring everyone in, you know, the backpack giveaways, the back to school, the bikes, Christmas, all of those different things. As soon as you do something that negatively harms the community, but you don't act accordingly, you lose all of that value that you built up. And so, you know, like you said, you got to address it head on, and you can't be afraid to, you know, call balls and strikes. Say, hey, listen, I support my officer even in their wrongness, but if we're going to do a thorough investigation, and we're going to, if this officer did something wrong, we're going to punish him based on what our department orders say, what the law says. And so I think if you do that, then you're able to minimize the embarrassment, and able to keep that buy-in from the community.
Agreed. So, with that, here's another episode of Carr2Carr Podcast. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And until next time.
Until next time, you took my saying, but okay.